And in other news, the human race was doomed to extinction today as the robot revolution turned violent. Oh, don't worry, that's actually hundreds of years old, that news piece, so yay. Welcome everybody, it's Horizon Zero Dawn again. Man, last time was a doozy of an episode as we got so much answers about what happened in the world. It turns out it was kind of the obvious answer. A greedy company decided the smart move to make was to build military robots that could self-replicate and use organic matter for fuel, and those same robots decided that consuming the planet would be the best course of action. Whoops! So, yeah. Now we're gonna find out... Whoa, I have skills to unlock. Interesting. Oh, because I didn't... I see. It didn't save last time after I'd done that, so... But I remember what I wanted. I wanted Expert Carver here. And I do have it now, so all good. Did I make room in my... I'm really... But I did that. It did save that when I emptied my pockets from stuff, but unfortunately I'm like super full on everything anyway. Can I finally craft some carry? No, because I need the damn boar part, so we gotta be on the lookout for boars. We're not gonna find them here, though. So our next move is to go to US Robot Command, which is known as the Grave Horde in present day. And that is where we are going to maybe learn a little bit more about Elizabeth Sobek and Project Zero Dawn, the new thing we found out that saved the world, but I'm gonna assume it caused all of this somehow, you know. That's gonna be all the way over there. However, if we look at our quests, the other main quest, which is to help out Erend, is now at level 15, so that's easier for us to do. Plus, after all of this heavy stuff involving the lore of the world, yeah, a quick side detour to do something else to let this simmer a bit seems like a smart thing to do. So instead, we're gonna go help out Erend at this moment, figure out what happened to his sister Ersa, since, again, everything points to her not actually being dead, despite assumptions of such. So now we're gonna find out, because I don't really want to... Look at this. All these people are still here. Oh. I'm gonna find out how the fast travel in this game works. Will the game simply let me fast travel over yonder? Oh wow, I have 6 fast travel packs. Goodness. Okay, then. Apparently the game will let me. See, like I've said a lot of times before, but I'll just reiterate. If I was playing normally a open world game, I wouldn't do this, because I do actually like dicking around in open worlds. The travel part is kind of relaxing and everything. But for the purposes of a Let's Play, we're going to save a little bit of time here by yoinking ourselves all the way over here.
The Sundom prospers.
And really, since fast travel is an actual resource in this game, it doesn't feel quite as much as like we're cheating the system, if you will. Not that you should really worry about that, I don't think, in a regular open world game either, but especially here, it's like, yeah. It's like, you know, it's a commitment to fast travel, so no big dealios. Okay, let's see. Do I now have... I have so many costumes I could get. Hold on. Well, I don't have enough, I don't have a Shell Walker lens, so no, not quite everything, but there's a lot of options here. What did this do? Fire damage, okay, and this one is shock, okay. That's right, I do remember now. I kind of want it to be either one of these two Oseran costumes. This one's projectile attacks, and I was saving for that. That's the Ravager lens one, and it looks cool, so I'm kind of leaning on that. Although, it would be great to someday... Whoa, hey, hold on. Whoa, we can actually get... Really? We can get one of the heavy costumes. Oh my goodness, really? Well, you know, the Sparkworker costume looks really cool, too. It's got that engineer vibe to it, so I can't help myself. I know I was kind of like, this looks really cool too, but like when I'm like, look how this is really rad too. So, and it's the one heavy item we have available. So let's go. Although this hat is a little weird on this one. I'm not crazy about this one. I guess I don't have much to sell now, do I? Because everything else is for like trading with merchants, so I can't quite... There's nothing that's vendor trash here, so I kind of want to hold on to all the stuff I have here. I don't suppose I could buy, like, boar bones. No? Okay. Golden fast travel pack. Oh, interesting. Unlimited fast travel. Oh, okay. I was just saying it's a resource, but if you actually manage to put in the supplies, which aren't insignificant, you can just get unlimited fast travel. Okay, well, that's kind of cool that that's something you can unlock. I kind of like it. Well, I guess that's it. Our new duds were our big purchase. What is this hat supposed to be? I think it's supposed to be... I think it's supposed to be some kind of like face cover that you gotta flip down to protect your face while you're doing, you know, work in the forge, I guess. I guess that's the vibe. It's pretty neat. It looks a little weird from certain angles, but I'll take it. And the rest of the costume's really cool. It's kind of got like a little adventurer vibe to it as well, not just a like a blacksmith vibe. Very cool, very cool. So, obviously I can't go through everything we learned last time, because there was so much there, and I hope you guys watched that episode instead of me having to try and explain to it. But I guess I should sum up what the mysteries still are to solve. Of course, Aloy and Elizabeth Sobek's exact relation is still a mystery.
Okay. Guess I should go to this watermill then to find out what's going on.
Is that where we're meeting? No, we're supposed to go to the Palace of the Sun. The watermill is one of the side quests, right? I feel like... Yeah, they're robbing the rich thing, right. That's over there. Technically, that's not too far either, so, but, Oh, and remember this? This is the quest I could never figure out how to get to, because, you know, I couldn't get inside. Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, so the big mystery, of course, Project Zero Dawn is what we want to find out. Obviously, that's what the quest is, to figure out what was the solution to the self-replicating machine problem. Oh, something to scan here. What's this? The Liberation. Let's read this real quick. The Liberation of Meridian, an official account ascribed by the Reckoners of the Sun Priests and marked with the emblems of truth by exacting Varan who witnessed these events. In the 21st year of the 13th Sun King Jiran's reign, the twilight time of his madness, the Sun King's own favored heir was put to death. The Radiant Kadaman's crime was to demand an end to his father's acts of bloodshed, and his sacrifice set that end in motion. Jiran's second heir, the Radiant Avad, fled Meridian at dusk with his honor guard, soldiers loyal to him over the Sun King. All night they traveled northwards, knowing that come the dawn they would be branded as traitors and marked for death. So it was that when Jiran made that proclamation, they had already traveled far, and in time they did reach the edge of the Sundom and crossed into Oseram territory. For Avad was canny and planned to negotiate terms with the Oseram. He knew he had an ally among them, Ersa, a fierce Oseram warrior with whom Avad had a long and unusual history. 2 years earlier, Ersa had been brought to Meridian as a captive, destined for sacrifice. But she survived the Sun Ring, killing 2 kestrels by her own hand. Thus did she earn the honor of being made a palace slave, and in this role came to know Prince Avad. A rare friendship was formed, and Avad conspired to free his friend, who returned at once to the Oseram homeland. Now, desperate for allies, Avad sought out the Oseram he had helped to free. Ersa had ties to the warlords and freebooters who resisted the Red Raids. With Ursa's might and Avad's keen strategy, they could raise a warband and move to overthrow Jiran. And, as a rightful heir to the throne of the Sun, Avad hoped to inspire many of his people to rebel, so sparing Meridian from a drawn-out war. After months of preparation, Avad and his allies crossed the border and marched on Meridian. As word of their advance spread, many Karja soldiers fled back to the city, laid down their arms, or even joined the Liberators. Yet wise Avad knew that Jiran's faithful would defend Meridian to the last man, even sacrificing the lives of its citizens if it would hold the holy city against siege. He found kestrels and city guard already set in on the walls, ready to face arrow and shot. But Avad's Oseram allies had brought new weapons never seen beneath the sun. Thundering cannons, strong as machines. Avad permitted them to fire their salvos on the outer walls, bringing many defenders down with great carnage. As the smoke cleared, the Liberators attacked in 3 groups. One scaled the walls beneath the Temple of the Sun. Another took to the aqueducts of the palace, while the main force overcame the barricaded city gates with cannon fire. These were the final blasts fired at the holy city, as Avad forbade any further destruction. In the streets, too many scenes of brutality and chaos played out to recount. Among the terrible miasma of blood and smoke, the Sun Ring slave pits were opened and hundreds spilled out, desperate to escape. Many of Jiran's supporters seized their chance to flee with this flood of unfortunates. The day had turned, and seeing his forces much reduced, the Sun King Jiran ordered his trusted kestrels take Itamen, his sole remaining heir, from the city. Helis, Terror of the Sun, cleaved a path through Meridian from east to west, striking down all in his way, ally and foe alike. The savagery of Helis and his kestrels could not be matched, and so it was that Itamen, his mother the Dowager Queen Nasadi, and the High Sun Priest Bahavas escaped. Avad confronted Jiran in his solarium. He had hoped his father would answer for his crimes honorably, but seeing this could not be so, with great anguish he struck him down. As the murder of a true Sun King is an unthinkable act, and surely would plunge the world into shadow, Jiran's death proved that the Sun had renounced his legitimacy. Yes, Sun had turned to shadow on the throne of Meridian, and it was Avad's light that drove the shadow out to the west, where it remains to this day. So was the cycle of things corrected, in this, the first year of the reign of the 14th Sun King, the Radiant Avad. Well, goddamn, I was just processing the lore we learned last time, and now we got freaking lore about the Karja that I gotta process. Good heavens. Lots to go through here, but that was exciting stuff. Also, I love that the prophecy is that if you strike down the Sun King, the world will be, cast into shadow. They do that, and it doesn't happen. Do they maybe change their worldviews? Nah, it's just a sign that he's no longer with the sun. Obviously, that's what's going on. Oh, that's silly. Pardon me. I'm supposed to come here. Aaron said it's cool. And yet another data point, apparently, for us to deal with. Boy, it's been a lore-heavy set of episodes lately, hasn't it? Something about the Mad Sun King. Be warned, reader, that as a true account of the Mad Sun King Jiran's acts, these glyphs are blotted in blood. Truly, the savageries committed can barely be recounted, so pray to the cleansing sun for yourself and the teller of these tales. You will learn of the grievous wounds inflicted on foreign lands in the reaping of sacrifice, the Red Raids. Or the Mad Sun King would order a whole generation cut from each village, so they might more willingly supply sacrifices, and be harder pressed to field fighting men on the next raid. The Utaru, who sought to appease with gifts of grain, were slaughtered in such number that upon the following harvest, the maize grew black and blue with the blood of the dead. Isn't that... I don't know. Doesn't, maize do that? Corn. I think I've seen, corn like that. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Against the Oseram, the terror of the sun piled the corpses of their fallen up to the walls of their villages, so his kestrels might clamber upon the dead to enter. And in the valley of the barbarian Nora, terrors of the savage east, such savagery ensued that the trees were drooped with corpses hung as grim warnings. I'm feeling a little, I don't know, I don't like this framing here, Should you wish to read of the Mad King's depredations against his own people, your curiosity will not go unsated. Within are accounts of the deaths of those sentenced to the Sun Ring. Listed in such detail, you might think it reported by their own chattering skulls, once piled outside the city gates. Nor will you find a more harrowing account of his massacre of the Hunter's Lodge. Reading these accounts, you might imagine yourselves amongst its brave hawks as they fought to the last, bloodying the sand from dawn till dusk. Or perhaps in the crowds, as the loathed behemoths careened through the stands with the crashing of wood and bone. All this crazed bloodletting did the mad Sun King take in with his pitiless gaze. Indeed, he would not even look away from the goring of his own son in that ring of death. Yes, fair-haired Kadaman of the Dawn's Rising, so degraded and doomed for the crime of standing against his father. Such a true and complete account of the mad Sun King Jiran's miseries cannot be found in the history annals, or heard from the reckoners of the Sun Priest. It is with a heavy heart that I scribe these events, leaving out no shocking detail, but my debt is to history, and to you, brave reader. Right, that's, presumably written after Jiran's reign. I have a hard time believing that guy would have allowed such lovely, lovely pamphlets to be written. Okay, but yeah, so I just want to say, the big mysteries we still have to solve in terms of the apocalypse and what happened, apart from what exactly Project Zero Dawn is what happened to cause all the animal robots. Because these were not contemporary robots of Faro Industries' time, all of these wacky fellas. They are... and their purpose is a little mysterious as well, obviously. Like, we figured out easily what the chariots were, peacekeeping robots, yeah. What the purpose of robots mimicking animals is, that's a spicier question that I don't know how to answer yet. I don't know, since the chariots were consuming organic matter, it's maybe the remnants of some kind of completely wacky, animal preservation program, if I had to make a really crazy guess off the top of my head. But, yeah, who knows. Oh, hello. I've got to talk to you first. Blameless Maraude. Okay. Yeah, that's what we gotta figure out. But now let's worry about Aaron's problems for the moment.
Greetings, Aloy. I am known as Blameless Maraude. Please come with me. You're needed for an important consultation.
Oh.
What do you mean? Where's Erend?
He's inside, attending the Sun King, where we should be without further delay.
Oh god, I didn't even think about that. We're going to the palace, right?
People are here to see the Sun King.
Yes, and each has come to ask a favor of him. Unpleasant, but that's politics. The Sun King is here to meet you.
What?
Machine tamer with a curious eye for detail. It's all very intriguing.
I can't meet someone that important.
Too late.
Blah, blah, blah. Look at me. I am an Oseram. Can't you see from my dress? Jeez, what a bunch of... What a bunch of tossers.
Nobles are like children who whine when they don't get a second helping of dessert.
By the way, this is my walking speed, but I'm still outpacing him. Why would you?
The most important thing is what he isn't like. His father.
This is my running speed. It's even worse.
Be a reasonable man.
This is very elaborate. This craftsmanship here. Wow. Oh, and we're here. Oh, good.
She who sees the unseen. Welcome. It would seem you have done me a great service. Erend, tell her what you found.
I checked Ersa's tomb. You were right, Aloy. The body is missing a scar below her right knee.
Oh.
I gave it to Ersa when we were kids, fighting over a toy sword.
If the body is not Ursa's, then we must assume she is still alive. And I will not abandon her.
We only know she was taken, not who took her.
I can help with that. Ersa has an enemy among the Oseram. A warlord named Dervahl.
Impossible. Every clan in the claim has been hunting for him since the liberation. He has to be dead by now.
No other Oseram had the motive and ingenuity to lure Ersa into this trap. I expect to find him lurking somewhere near the border. I've already sent an agent to investigate. He'll be waiting for word from us at the marketplace in Pitchcliff.
I can't move troops to the border without provoking the Oseram. But I could send a few vanguardsmen. And perhaps an exceptionally gifted Nora as well. Erend, Murad, let me discuss it with her privately.
Oh gosh, okay.
I hate to impose further after all you've done, but this is a matter of great importance to me.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about you and Ersa. Like, of course he cares about Ersa, because we just read that pamphlet about the history between the two, so yeah.
It sounds like Ersa means a lot to you.
Without her Oseram vanguard, I would not have been able to liberate Meridian and end my father's brutal reign. Since then, it has been difficult to maintain peace between our tribes. But Ersa has a way of making her people see reason. So you see, I need her back at my side. And quickly.
Except for this Dervahl guy, I guess, who I guess we should ask about. Now there's an evil Oseram as well.
Who is Dervahl exactly?
To understand Dervahl, you must first understand my father. He truly thought of himself as a sun god. His mind was broken. He believed that blood sacrifice would solve, well, everything. So he raided the other tribes for victims, especially the Oseram.
Right.
Dervahl fought back. He crafted powerful weapons and rallied his people.
Oh.
My father responded with
Okay.
the ultimate cruelty. He captured Dervahl's wife and daughter and sacrificed them in the Sun Ring.
I see. Yeah, that's not a great move. I see, and I guess that's so unforgivable that any association with the Karja just probably, like, doesn't stand with Dervahl. Okay, I see. Well, I guess we'll just ask about that just in case. Why kidnap Ersa?
So, why would Dervahl go to so much trouble to kidnap Ersa?
He felt she betrayed him. She fought by his side until she realized he planned to raise Meridian.
Yeah, I see.
And she came to me. Together, we stopped him and liberated the city from my father. Dervahl has spent every moment since trying to get revenge. Mostly on the other Oseram who fought with us.
Mm-hmm.
He made so many powerful enemies. I thought we'd seen the last of him. I was wrong.
Yeah, he's so consumed by revenge for Jiran that, yeah, he was willing to, like, make everybody hurt. Like, everyone was a villain to him. And that's why he became completely unreasonable himself. Interesting. Okay, well, we could talk about some other stuff as well, like this eclipse business. That's kind of a big deal.
The killers who attacked the Nora. I've discovered that they're a faction of Shadow Karja called the Eclipse. They're digging up ancient weapons. Machines that corrupt and control other machines. They want to use them to strike Meridian.
What you're saying echoes reports I've received from Murad. A Shadow Karja splinter group. Corrupted machines across the land. When will this attack come, do you know?
I'm not exactly sure.
Then we will do what we can to prepare. But in the meantime, Ersa is my highest priority. Please, help me find her.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Let's ask about the Karja Sundom while we're here.
I'd like to ask you something about the Sundom and its politics.
By all means.
Uh-oh. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, let's go. Wow, how do you become the Sun King?
They call you a sun god who killed his own father in order to unite the tribes in harmony. Is any of it true?
They say you can see the invisible, split an arrow at 50 paces, and tame machines at a glance. How much of that is true?
It's not too far off.
Well, I would like to unite the tribes in harmony, but you saw how many courtiers I have to deal with first. Maybe next week.
That was kind of funny. That was kind of cute. Funny little discussion between these two. Aloy being like, it's not too far off. That's really funny. Alright, well, how about your palace?
Quite a place you've got here. You can almost see the little people below the mesa.
You don't approve? Well, I have a secret for you. Neither do I. But we must be patient. Change won't come in a single sunrise.
But will it happen at all, while men live in palaces?
It might. Eventually. If people like you help me bring it about.
Yeah, I can see... Avad's point of view, obviously. I mean, he kind of inherited this. I'm sure the palace was here long, long ago. But I can also see Aloy's point, like, now that he's here, like, how easy is it going to be to break off from all this opulent luxury. Oh, well, that's a question for another time, obviously. But worth bringing up at this junction. Let's talk about the Karja and the Oseram.
Your politics seem very complicated. The Oseram are friends, but enemies too?
I couldn't have liberated Meridian without the help of Ersa and her Oseram freebooters. Many of them have settled here. But the Ealdormen of the Oseram clans and the Claim have become jealous of their success. So have many Karja nobles. It's a volatile situation, especially given the fact that my father raided the Oseram for years. Ersa helps keep the peace, promising a future based on mutual gain. But some, like Dervahl, will never let go of their venom.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Very rough history here, so yeah, it all checks out. And how about the Shadow Karja?
What can you tell me about the Shadow Karja? What do they have to do with Ersa?
They are remnants of my father's regime, holding out at the fortress of Sunfall to the west. Like him, they care only for domination, and seek to draw upon the power of the sun by spilling blood in its name. Since Ersa helped me take this city from them, they were perfect scapegoats. Dervahl knew this, of course, and planned it well.
Right, because that's who we suspected at first. Yeah. Sneaky gits, all of them. Oh well. Alright, good talk. Time is short.
I need to get going.
I know. Well, they say kings should never beg. But please, help me find Ersa.
Who says that?
Murad, for one. Don't hesitate to ask him or Erend if you have further questions.
Okie dokie. Alright. Good stuff. Go to Pitchcliff is our next move, which is... over there. Okay. Another flank of this world map that we will be solving. So I guess for this, the best move is that we go to this campfire and then strike eastwards from there with all of our fast travel-y abilities. Yeah. Should I go bring... You know what? I can bring mugs to that one guy later. I'm sure it'll be fine. But, yeah. Okay. Solid plan, but before we do that, don't mind me if I pry on your private matters. Yeah, this is actually now a little skeevy now that I think about it. I was just looking at all these things, but... Let's see. We are Karja. In us is the blood of those led by Araman from persecution and pursuit so long ago. Out of the far savage east we came, guardians of a treasure greater than land or metal, the leaves of the old ones. Oh, what's this? This sounds important. Hold on. Araman found the leaves in a ruin, picked out by a beam of sunlight, and he recognized at once their importance. Within was etched the first teachings of how to observe the sun, to recognize its guidance, and to understand the place of man. From out of the leaves came the first glyphs, the first writing, so our knowledge could last longer than voices. But when our forefathers offered to share this gift, they were driven out by those they had once called tribesfolk. These ones feared to have the light of knowledge brought to bear on their ignorance, or were jealous of its power. And so began the long wandering of our people, trusting only that the sun would guide them and deliver them from the barbarian tribes. The path was hard, and marked by the stones of families who fell along the wayside, even Araman's own. The persecution was unceasing from those without purpose, only the desire to debase and destroy. But the faith of the Karja was rewarded with a distant vision, a tower like a solid ray of the sun, holding on the horizon, flashing. Oh yeah, that giant freaking tower thing. We still don't know what the deal with that is. Oh yeah. Even as their enemies descended upon them, Araman followed the flight of the Glinthawks, leading his people through looming canyons and teeming jungles. Again they saw the tower, so close now it seemed to reach to the very sun itself, and they saw that the Glinthawks perched upon it. Beheld in the light of the sun, the tower, the spire, cast its long shadow upon a mesa across the verdant valley. Araman knew he had found a haven for the tribe, as this was a place shunned by those without his faith, who cowered from the magnificence of the spire or the shining feathers of the Glinthawks. He named this place Meridian, from a passage in the leaves, and the tribe settled in the protection of the great mesa. They found the site was blessed in every respect, carving their cliff houses from the bounteous resources, and in time from the red rock of the mesa itself, crowning it with the first columns of the City of the Sun. Truly the sun gave much to the descendants of our forefathers, granting Meridian great harvests and prosperity, and the bounds of the sundom for as far as its light touched. In time, seeing Meridian shielded us from the dark arrows and plots of our foes, other foreigners brought trade and tribute. Holy Meridian! Without spire and sun, there would be no Meridian, but now and forevermore it stands as monument to both. And the glory of Araman and the founders is reflected anew in each Sun King of the Radiant line, and the noble houses of the Sun Court. Except for that one murderous dick. We don't count him, okay? Cool. He's like not blessed by the sun and stuff, okay? Yeah. Huh. Interesting story, and also that I can't help but notice the parallels between one Joseph Smith finding some holy writings. In this case, it was probably just some like ancient relic with writing on them that they translated. But I also love, since I kind of said this seems to kind of be like Arizona by the looks of it, it could also be Utah. It could be the actual golden discs of Mormonism. I don't know about that. Let's see, the Bloodstone Quarry thing's still way too hard, right? Yeah, level 24, yeah. See, if I hadn't fast traveled, I could have, like, hit that up on the way, but we're actually gonna fast travel. We're gonna go to this campfire over here. Which is... Right, that's the one that's just outside the quarry, the other quarry, the Eclipse Quarry, where we had the big scarab fight going down there. No, I know where we're going now. And we're going there right now. Woohoo! Yeah. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I just wanted to point out, since I'm assuming the leaves of the old ones is some sort of like... some sort of writing that survived from the past before the apocalypse. That's a beautiful moon. Wow, that looks amazing. I'm really hoping the word Meridian is like from an ad from a 1990s like PC gaming magazine about that classic MMO Meridian 59. And they're like, hey, that's a Meridian, yes. This is what they must be speaking of in this mysterious PC gamer.